Kane, there's a mysterious side lurking around the top four that we don't talk about that much. They're a little bit off Broadway, the Western Bulldogs. We've seen the best and the worst of them in the last 6 weeks. When I talk to you about the Dogs, what's the first thing that's...
Yeah, it's hard to get a read on them. I see it a little bit the same as you. I mean, they can beat anyone. Their list is stacked. They haven't maximised the talent on their list. And just to watch on Bailey Smith, I think he looks to be a player who's not enjoying his football at the moment. There's some of his numbers and the drop-off that he has had. But in the last 2 weeks, he's been really quiet against North Melbourne and on the weekend, 16 touches and not impacting games like we know that he can. And when he burst onto the scene, he's the most famous player in the game. He's had issues off the field. Even in the pre-season, he was concerned about photographers taking his picture and things like that. So I just think he needs to be really well supported at the footy club, and they need to get him back to his devastating best. Is that wing? Is it high half forward? Is it inside? But more so I'm focused on off the field as well and whether he's getting enough support. Lloydo, I know you noticed how hard he can be on himself, and one thing stuck with you after the North game.
Yeah, after the North game, this was Bailey Smith after the game. He's just probably ran. They don't give you the GPS numbers, but he was running 200s.
Do you like that?
No, I didn't like it.
Why not?
Just for the fact that I think you've got to save some players from themselves. So I've played with teammates who have been fantastic footballers, and they've started weighing their foods, doing all sorts of things that they never did. Overtraining and mentally just getting worse by doing more. And I'd say to Bailey, you've just played a game of football. They may have another reason for it, but you've just played a game of football. You don't need to go and do that.
So that was me. And I think that may have done more harm than good if the club took that away from me. So I was a nutcase, as you know, and would do things completely different if I had my time again. But as a 22-year-old, I would have thought that was the right thing to do.
You carved a pretty good career, in fairness.
I know, but to Lloydo's point, I think he's probably right. But in that moment, as a 21-year-old, you go, nah, get stuffed, I'm going to get out there, I'm going to get fit, I'm not happy with how I performed. But who is that at the Dogs that's willing to have that conversation with him? I just think he needs to be really well supported.
And I think the hard thing for Bailey, Lloydy, is that he, like everyone that knows him knows it's from a teenager, those are the sort of things that he was doing that probably in his head got him an advantage and got the fact that he was a first-round draft pick and got him to be one of the stars of the competition.
And Lloydo, he's got every time he goes out, I'm sure there's selfies and the 500,000 Instagram followers and all of that you and I didn't have to deal with. So the extra added scrutiny that he's got on him with everything he's been through, it's just a watch for me, and I think he just needs some support.
I do wonder how many Instagram followers you would have had if it had been around your playing game.
Not many, very boring.
Lloydy would have had a lot.
A lot.